It is Monday, June 9th, and the chief of the LAPD confirming this morning that what's happening in LA, the riots and violence, not organic at all, but a well-orchestrated op. What? We'll show you what he said. Also, Dems and the media continuing to tell us, don't believe your lying eyes. These are peaceful protests. You can't make this up. And Trump's big, beautiful bill getting pushback overseas. Leaders from abroad up in arms over Trump adding surcharges for foreigners entering the country. He's doing that to pay for the wall. If you didn't know, the wall is paid for in this bill. And it's not paid for by you or by me or by any American taxpayer. It's paid for, like Trump said, by Mexico. Mexico will pay for the wall. It's paid for by Mexico and other countries entering this country. So we'll show you that. And how's Trump doing on immigration? We have the numbers, new polling out this morning. Wait till you see this. But before we get started, we got to pay the bills. Like and subscribe if you appreciate these regular updates.
But when I look at the people who are out there doing the violence, that's not the people that we see during the day who are legitimately out there exercising their First Amendment rights and to be able to express their feelings about the immigration enforcement issue. These are people who are all hooded up. They've got a hoodie on. They've got face masks on. They're people who do this all the time, get away with whatever they can, go out there, from one civil unrest situation to another, using the same or similar tactics frequently, and they are connected. Some would call them anarchists or by any other variety of names, but they're people that we run across routinely city to city, and this is what they do. So even more disgusting that many of the people who are doing this come in from other places just to hurt people and to cause havoc.
Chaos unfolding in LA, the city of angels, now the city filled with masked men carrying Mexican flags, looting and rioting, lighting cars and businesses on fire for days. The mayor of LA, Karen Bass, and Gavin Newsom, both of them, telling authorities, telling the LAPD to stand down. Gavin Newsom doing so with the CHP yesterday, the state police essentially, telling them, do not interfere with these protests. Do not assist federal authorities. They're letting the city burn, just like they did a few months ago, thinking they're standing up for California by letting these riots continue. They're putting the lives of illegals before actual citizens. That's what's happening here. LA is on fire. Mobs of looters are running around masked, stealing whatever they want, robbing businesses, and the LAPD is told, stand down. Here's the governor last night. Watch.
Has been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
The perception is there's a lot of...
LA citizens have been waiting for their mayor to communicate to them, tell them what's being done about this. We elected you to protect our city. Her message today, the chaos we're seeing is Donald Trump's fault. You can't make this up.
But what we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is provoked by the administration. When you raid Home Depot and workplaces, when you tear parents and children apart, and when you run armored caravans through our streets, you cause fear and you cause panic. And deploying federalized troops is a dangerous escalation, but we need to be real about this. This is about another agenda. It's not about public safety. There's clearly no plan, and there is clearly no policy. I want the people of Los Angeles to know that we stand with all Angelenos, no matter where you were born. The First Amendment right gives you the ability, again, to protest peacefully. But it does not give you the right to be violent, to create chaos, or to vandalize property.
Here's the thing. The first job of government, the primary role of government, the reason we pay taxes, is to fund our police, fire department, the military, all in order to keep the homeland secure and safe, allow its citizenry to live peacefully and safely. Their number one job is to protect their citizens. Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass right now are letting their citizens suffer, allowing these riots to continue in order to protect illegal aliens. Do you see what's happening here? They're purposefully not doing their jobs, not protecting you, because they think if there's enough chaos, if they let these mobs of rioters attack ICE whenever they try to serve a criminal warrant, DHS will just call the operation off. It's insane. President Trump not having it, taking up the mantle yesterday as president, governor, and mayor of California. If you won't do your job, Gavin, I'll do it for you, saying a once great American city, Los Angeles, has been invaded and occupied by illegal aliens and criminals, now violent, insurrectionist mobs, swarming and attacking our federal agents to try and stop our deportation ops. But these lawless riots only strengthen our resolve. I'm directing Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, SecDef Pete Hegseth, and Attorney General Pam Bondi in coordination with all the relevant departments and agencies to take all such action necessary to liberate LA from the migrant invasion and put an end to these migrant riots. Order will be restored, the illegals will be expelled, and LA will be set free. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And this morning, new polling out showing just how well Trump's doing on immigration. Are Americans with Trump or against? Are they backing the Democrats in their stance on immigration, or are they with Trump and Republicans? They are with Trump in a big, big way. Take a look at this.
You know, if we just take a look at the baseline numbers here, this is Trump's net approval rating on immigration. It's gone up like a rocket. Compare now versus 8 years ago during Trump's first term. Look at this. In his first term, Trump was way underwater at minus 21 points. But look at this. He's up over 20 points. Now, in the aggregate, he is in positive territory at plus 1 point on his net approval rating. Some other polls even have it a little bit higher than that. There is no issue on which Trump is doing so much better than he was in his first term, more than the issue of immigration. No wonder the Times has written up the way that he is. Trump is begging for a fight on this because he knows what he's doing so far is working with the American electorate.
Where does immigration rank on issues for him? How is he doing compared to other issues?
Yeah, so I think what's so important is it is his top issue so far, and the reason it is his top issue is because take a look at the individual nuggets in here. Why are people approving of Trump on immigration, approve of these different immigration actions? Well, Trump's administration's program to deport those here illegally. Look at this, 54% approval. How about agents searching your hometown for those that they think are here illegally? Again, positive territory here, above 50% for Donald Trump. So it's not just on the broad issue of immigration where Trump is doing well, it's on the specifics. When you dive into the issues, Trump is above 50% and his actions are above 50%, at least with those most directly connected to what's going on right now out in Los Angeles.
So Donald Trump, the president, picking a fight on this, and to an extent, you see Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, a Democrat, and the California Governor Gavin Newsom pushing back. So what do voters see in terms of their perceptions of Republicans, the president, or Democrats, say Gavin Newsom, on this issue?
Yeah, the American electorate believe that the Democrats don't have a clue on the issue of immigration. I mean, you could just take it here. Closer to trust more in immigration, Democrats versus Republicans. Got 3 different polls for you across the board. They all tell the same story. Republicans lead on the issue of immigration. You see it here, CBS +6. You see it here, CNN +6. You see it here, Ipsos, even bigger, +19. No matter what poll you look at, no matter which way you cut it, the American public is with the Republicans, the American public is with Donald Trump, and to a much greater extent than they were in term number 1. And it's not just on the broad issue of immigration, it's on the specifics as well, in which the American public is with Donald Trump and the Republicans. And that is why Donald Trump is eager to take on this fight and eager for those scenes out of Los Angeles.
I was just going to use that word, eager. This explains some of that eagerness to push forward ever more on this as it escalates. Harriet, and thank you.
Hundreds of people now injured, dozens of businesses destroyed, small mom and pop businesses, the owners financially ruined, police and ICE agents assaulted. Nobody talks about them. The media focusing on the illegals, and they do it purposefully, showing illegals being put into vans of these ICE agents, but they don't show the people who are being injured, Americans. They do it purposefully. They want you to believe these are peaceful protests, but they're not. And Americans, we know it. They're telling us they're peaceful while they have live shots of cars burning in the streets. Watch as legacy media with Dem politicians try gaslighting us for the last couple days, but this morning they're still doing it, that these are peaceful protests. Watch.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
The reality is we see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles. And again, any violence against police officers should not be accepted. Local authorities can handle that. But remember, a lot of these peaceful protests are being generated because the President of the United States is sowing chaos and confusion by arresting people.
Sees what Donald Trump is trying to do here. He's looking for a fight. There's nothing in what he is doing that is about peace or about restoring order. He's taking a protest that is relatively isolated. People in Los Angeles over the weekend would tell you that 99% of them went about their day, and it was pretty normal.
Do you see what they're doing? It's not just Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass. The whole Dem Party, they've been given their talking points and they decided, make this about Trump. They're lying to us that it's mostly peaceful so they don't have to do anything about it. They want this to continue, either because they want ICE to back off and not carry out their arrests, or they want to trick Trump into deploying the military, the Marines, which he's already said he's willing to do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are they doing this to protect the illegals or to set up Trump, or both, all the above? Let me know what you think. In another story, Trump's big, beautiful bill making its way through the Senate right now. It said it will pass on July 4th. That's the plan, that Trump will sign his one big, beautiful bill into law on July 4th. That's the plan from what I understand. In it includes the largest tax cut in history, eliminates tax on tips, no more tax on overtime, no more tax on Social Security for seniors effectively, and includes $46 billion for Trump's border wall. It fully funds Trump's wall. But what's rarely ever mentioned about this is the bill also pays for the wall. The wall's paid for not by taxpayers, but by Mexico and other countries. The bill includes a provision that the wall be paid for by charging higher fees on foreigners entering or applying for entry into the U.S. This is actually pretty brilliant. Look what it does. Grok says it increases the asylum application fee to $1,000, increases visa application fees, charges a 3.5% tax on remittances sent by non-citizens out of the U.S., and 5% on certain transactions affecting legal immigrants as well. The Mexican president, not happy about this at all. We're going to show you what she said in a minute. And like Trump originally promised, that Mexico will pay for the wall, that's in this bill. But also it closes some of these loopholes that illegals use, like what we saw under Biden, millions of illegals applying for asylum all of a sudden. That never happened before. Usually they would just enter and work under the table. Now they're applying for asylum, which was free. Well, not anymore. Now you can apply, but it'll cost you $1,000 to do so. Plus, a huge one, illegals in this country work under the table, right? They send their money back to their family in Mexico. We know that. They've done that for decades because a dollar is worth almost 19 Mexican pesos. It's wild. Well, it's now going to cost them to send that remittance back home, again, making it less lucrative to come, stay, and work here illegally. President Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexico's president, now calling for protests in the U.S., saying yesterday, if necessary, we'll mobilize. We don't want taxes on remittances from our fellow countrymen from the U.S. to Mexico. Watch what she said.
Because if necessary, we will mobilize because we do not want taxes on remittances from our compatriots in the United States to Mexico.
That is wild. The U.S. really is the world's piggy bank. Everyone benefits from the status quo, except for Americans, and especially American middle and working class. All right, that wraps up this episode. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.